will help Stats' feelings a little bit. You know, if he had lost on Orbital Shipyard or something like that for game number 1, he'd probably be in a worse spot in terms of how he feels about this. You can see him in his chair. He's like, okay, that's fine. I lost game number 1, but it was on Prion Terraces. I can come back easily.
That's right. Going into game number 2, it is going to be on Dusk Towers. I tweeted the map pool out earlier. It was shown to you guys earlier. It's probably on TL now as well. But check that out. If you're looking forward to the rest of this best of 7, it's time for game number 2. Momentum in the first game is important. That psychology, right? He used a Baneling drop. He used the strat he's shown a million times. He could do something totally different here. If Dark wins 2 games in a row, that momentum is powerful as hell. It's massive.
Yeah, you win 2 in a row. You go into a break. You come back feeling like a king. You're like, okay, I've talked to my coaches after winning 2 maps. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but I feel great, right? It's the opposite for Stats. I mean, the break will definitely help him in terms of getting him back on his feet. I don't know. This is Dusk Towers. I'm kind of feeling Stats' energy here. I don't think he's going to go down without a fight. This is going to be very, very close here. So, guys, let's jump into game number 2 now on Dusk Towers between these 2 players. Here we are on Dusk Towers for game number 2 of Dark versus Stats. Down at the bottom left, Zerg player winning that last one. It is Dark.
Guest appearance from a 1 probe. His opponent. He's got that headset hair going. He's focused so much on the game right now. Oh, that's one hyped man. All right, up here to the top right, in below his opponent, representing KT today as well. It is Stats. These 2 teams, if you're new to Starcraft, have a huge, long-lasting rivalry. Think, if you live in America, think AT&T versus Verizon, okay? The 2 biggest telecom companies.
If they had sports teams, right? If they had esports teams, even better. And you're right on the money for sure. It's like, I mean, Yankees, Red Sox, I don't know, Boston, New York, right? If you're thinking sports, traditional. So there is a lot on the line, not even for just these 2 players, as you were saying. It's the teams involved, it's the fans. These 2 teams have the biggest fan groups. KT, I think, is the biggest. There was a girl down there before with the megaphone getting everybody hyped up. I mean, this is the real deal.
This is absolutely the real deal. It doesn't get realer than this. Third base does get planted after a short delay here from Stats. And Stats is trying to get all the information possible about how much gas Dark is finding, what is he committing to. Knowing is so important. You know, it's like they say, half the battle. But when you find out a player like Dark who's showing us unorthodox strategies, kind of pushing the meta forward in his own way, he and Rogue are the players that are making Banelings actually viable. They're making them standard in this matchup. So Stats is trying to figure out how he's going to use them in these games. I like the Stargate openings because it helps shut down drops, even though in the past it hasn't been as consistent as maybe it should be. But it does scout what's going on. You can use it for drop defense. And it's a very powerful opening to keep the Zerg on the defensive as well.
Perhaps this time, you know, Dusk Tower is a very big map. I think this is the map that Rogue did that Baneling drop against Zest on, because it's so big that you can hide your Overlords for a long time, but Zest was not expecting that, right? So maybe Stats open with some Phoenixes, get those Overlords out of the way, and just make sure that you hunt them down on the corners of the map, because you just want to make sure that nothing like that is possible. Get the 3 bases, and then just play a real macro game against the Zerg.
Zealot in position here to deny this Zergling scout, but he can already go up and see the Stargate. He just gets enough vision for that. Phoenix first here, no Oracle.
Yep.
And look at this, Overlord speed. Dark does this in all matchups, except CBC. It does this versus Terran and Protoss, of course, to get the scouting information, but it synergizes with the drop play that he loves to use with his Banelings.
Yeah, it definitely does. You go in and get that scout, and then you follow up if you want to. Even if you don't want to follow up, you can know exactly what the Protoss is doing and go for some other strategy. So it's still very good. You can still get it into the main. Overlords have a lot of health.
Check it out. Production tab tells that story here again of the Baneling drop.
Here we go again, Wolf.
And this isn't even something that he has to hide anymore. He's done it every game. This is no longer a secret. This is no longer a, I hope he doesn't see this, I'm going to surprise him. Stats is expecting the Baneling drops and still taking damage from them.
Yeah. So, I mean, what is the response going to be here? Is it just going to be very vigilant, watching the minimap, making sure he pulls his probes on time to get the Mothership Core in position? Or is he going to overmake Phoenixes and try to, you know, clog up the avenues that the Overlords could come in by?
Oh, look at this. He's checking for every area of where the Overlords might be. It looks like the Overlord Dark wants to use this all the way to the top left right now. He's going to maybe try to sneak some Lings over there. Here's a group of Lings that could be prime Baneling targets.
That's really suspicious. If I see that and I'm Stats, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know why you're just keeping them right there near my base where they could be morphed.
Now, also keep in mind, Stats he knows that even after these drops, Dark has been doing very melee-oriented play with Banelings and Lings, with Queens support usually. Knows the way he sets up his wall at his third base. He's getting it ready for Baneling attacks. He's got pylons in there for the overcharges. He's got big, beefy gateways to hold onto that base as well. And for Dark, if he doesn't do that damage early, he may have to transition away from Baneling Ling. Usually his base will make this work because he does that damage early game. Oh, gonna kill 3 drones here, it looks like, and kill 12 gas.
Well, here we go. First 4 Banelings are going to be loaded up into that Overlord, and they're going straight for the main. The Phoenixes are out of position. What does Stats have to defend? Nothing. Not even a pylon.
Well, there it is. It's way too late. He did just look right here. He should see this coming. There's no way he's going to take massive damage here. Okay, does pull away. The Overlord has speed, though. He's on the chase.
Overlord on the chase. The slow Overlord. I mean, he's fast, but he's slow. Here we go. Drop the beams. Going for the hits. Oh, not the best hits. It looks like he is going to back off, only hurting a bunch of those probes, but killing not a single one.
Okay, that was close. He needs to drop out. He's going to lose that health. One goes out, and it looks like he will get 2 probes in total, but a lot of lost mining time for Stats.
Yeah, I mean, those main probes were running around the base for so long. Oh, hello, Joxy.
Joxy, the GSL champion.
Thanks for coming down and supporting your teammates here in the finals.
Joxy's like, I remember when I played Leon in the finals and I won. It was awesome. Double Robo's already up and ready here for Stats. I don't recall if he got a Bay. In fact, I don't think he did.
No, I don't believe so.
So he's just going to be going to double Immortal production for the time being here, it looks like.
Is this going to be Ling, Bane, Infestor? I mean, we're having an Infestation pick come out, and I suppose he could get a fast hive instead for Ultras, but he's adding Baneling speed.
I think he's going to go for Adrenal Glands first. I think that's definitely going to be the upgrade he's looking for. He's going 100 Link plus comms, you know, like pure Link Baneling. No Mutas, no Ultras, no Infestors. I'm thinking that that's going to be what we see first, but definitely Infestors can make Banelings more powerful. You lock down your targets. 10 drones killed by this Phoenix squad right now. Dark not having the best defense this game versus that.
Yeah, I mean, still 70 drones left over on 4 bases. Not doing badly for himself, even so. There it is, the fast hive. No Infestors just yet. Got to add a Spire, too.
Banelings being set up here for additional drops for Dark. And this game has kind of settled down here a little bit. We had that Phoenix flyby that killed 10 drones, but otherwise, there's a lot of defense set up for both players now. We're seeing upgrades come out for Stats as he has his first calm moment here. Here comes another Baneling drop.
Calm for just a couple of seconds, Wolf, as the Banelings come in, and as you said, still no 4th base for Stats, staying on 3 for a very long time. Phoenix is coming back in, and his attention is going to be here.
Very good point. Okay, Mothership Core coming into position, but he is microing these Phoenixes currently. Mothership Core is on patrol, but look, he notices this time immediately double overcharge. He commits to killing the Overlord.
Still gonna drop it out, and those probes are coming back. Looks like they don't get the hits though. Nice overcharge. Focuses down the beams. Looks like that gets the Overlord too.
Very diligent defense here for Stats. Baneling drops are like Psystorm drops. It's one of those drops, if you just leave a cannon there, it's not enough. You have to split your probes, because the Baneling will do splash damage no matter what, no matter how it dies. So you have to split, and you have to target, and you have to really commit. A lot of energy used on that Mothership Core, but worth it. He knows that drop is done for now, and he brings his Phoenixes back to clear up any follow-up drops. Fast Greater Spire, the Adrenal Glands I mentioned coming up, +3 attack for Lings. Dark is going full late game here. He's not going to go for that exact same comp we saw him use last game and in the previous series as well.
And I believe he does spot it there with the Adepts. I'm not 100% sure, but that would be a great spot for Stats for sure. May want to lead him into that Fleet Beacon tech, maybe get out some of those Tempests. Definitely needs those to deal with the Broodlords in the sky.
He absolutely does, because I mean, look at what he's built right now. He has a ton of Immortals. That's his unit comp. He has 6 Immortals and 8 Zealots and a few Phoenixes.
Yeah,
2 Archons are not going to get underneath those Brewlords. He needs the Fleet Beacon. He needs to realize what's going on. I don't think he knows yet. He has a
I don't think
Stargate.
he's seen it. Yeah, I mean, if those Immortals are going to be great against any kind of Ultra, tech swap there, but he's not going to like that against the Broodlords, so that's for sure. Already 6 Corruptors on the way. Looks like he's using those to morph into the units. I don't know why I can't think of their name right now.
Well, the Broodlords coming up
there you go.
in a moment, but it looks like the alternate solution here for Stats is to kill him before the Broodlords are ready. He's moving up here. He has a huge bank and a Warren Prism, and he wants to end the game now. Banelings are dead here.
The Banelings wipe out all the Zealots, and there's not much left over. More Banelings rolling through. Nice absorb there, actually, by the Immortals, but he still has so many links here, and the full surround on everything, and here come the Banes!
And he gets totally shut down. Broodlord's not required in this series. And Stats is getting annihilated here. This is such a one-sided series right now. He has nothing. He has no room to move. He has no room to breathe. He's constantly harassed. The one moment he moves out to try to hit before Broodlords, he gets shut down so hard. Storm's ready, but for what?
It seemed like that was the timing he wanted to hit. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think that's why he attacked before he had enough Storms ready. But the Storms would have been the perfect answer to exactly what Dark had ready back at home. He's got no answer for anything.
Yeah, he lost his entire army. Broodlord's over here. He's trying to deal with them with Phoenixes? I don't think so, Stats. I don't think that's going to work out. Blink? No. This game might as well be over. Dark is going to march across the map. Those Broodlords are going to flap their wings. And he's going to send, the GG is coming across the map right now, Valdez.
You see it come out of the corner of the screen already. That green wasteland outside the planet. Well, here we go. Warp Prism going to try to do some damage, but there is no answer, once again, for what Dark has got prepared.
And there were not enough consistent force fields in that last battle. Now he's on a single sentry. The bigger issue is the Broodlords and the fact that he's down 60 supply, but he's not going to have any answer for these Banes. They're going to destroy anything they touch. Yeah. They have +3.
Again, remember the last fight, he didn't even need the Broodlords. He could actually attack probably with just the Lings and the Banelings, but he is going to march in here. Goodbye, 4th base. Stats has already given up on that.
Yeah, he backed off. He's not going to fight this until he has +3. He's not going to have blink in time for this battle. And even if he blinks, what's he going to blink into Bane? Heavily upgraded Lings?
Blink over the Lings, I'm not so sure, Wolf.
I mean, this game, how can Stats even accomplish anything here? Dark is just going to drop Broodlings on this army, and here come Banes up to support. One Storm goes down, but look at this. Those hits on the Stalkers alone are still decent.
And here come the Lings. Big spread by Stats, trying to get the Storms down on the Corruptors, waiting for that blink tech to come out, but he barely has enough Stalkers. He is going to try to blink now. He's got a decent number on the right.
Yeah, the Broodlords are just too well protected here. They're doing a lot of damage. And look, once he could finally maybe blink, Blinks come in. We're seeing the Corruptors kill the Nexus as well.
Being on the Nexus, having insult to injury. GG! Dark taking game number 2 in amazing fashion. 2 very quick games to begin the night.
This is the most dominant 2 games I have ever commentated in a finals. Maybe the most 2 dominant games I have ever seen in a grand finals.
Well, it really harkens back to their earlier series in the winter semifinals. Dark, he won at 3-0. It was not close, right? It seems like Dark is just too on point tonight. Even taking that loss in CSL was such a big upset. I think it's almost driven him even more to win this big tonight. He is looking better than I've ever seen him. And Stats is going to need some sort of amazing advice from these group of people in the booth.
We saw a lot of KT players run up onto the stage there to talk to Stats. And they're going to give him some advice, most likely tell him to calm down, but there's something to keep in mind is like, in these fights, the force fields are late. Game 1, he has no force fields versus the Ling Baneling attack there. That second attack, he had only 2 sentries versus, I mean, literally pure Ling Baneling. 2 sentries, and not a single force field is cast.
If he's not going to use the sentries, then he's going to need Storm, and a lot of it. He cannot attack without at least 8 High Templar, I'd say. But guys, it looks like we are going to go into a quick commercial break before we get to game number 3, so stay tuned for more Starcraft.
you